in terms of preparation.
And in the case of Real Madrid, they seem to be further along. And what we saw from them against Manchester United in the midweek, I have to say, that first half in particular was very impressive. In terms of what we've seen from Barcelona so far, well, they had to get over their stomach bug, their virus. And that, I think, has pushed back their preparation. And what we saw from them against Arsenal is that there is some work to be done. Today will be an important test for both teams. Confirmation of what we have seen from Real Madrid and a Barcelona team that wants to continue to get better.
As Ali mentioned there, Barcelona had to cancel their first game on tour against Juventus in Santa Clara, California, due to the virus outbreak. They then had a pretty intense experience, a 5-3 defeat against a highly motivated Arsenal in LA. Real Madrid beaten Milan 3-2 at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California, before wowing everyone in their match against Manchester United. Two classy goals from Jude Bellingham and Joselu over in Houston. And here they come. And there is Robert Lewandowski, the top scorer in La Liga last season, his first campaign in Spain, 6 years running now as goal-scoring champion in the division he's been playing in at that particular time. 5 in a row with Bayern before the move to Barcelona. It's such a treat, isn't it, for these supporters?
Absolutely. And just for some of them, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and the dream of a lifetime to be able to watch their heroes, their clubs, their teams, to see them live in this sort of environment. We've seen the excitement of the people here in the Dallas area, flying in numbers to come and watch Real Madrid and Barcelona. These are clubs that move the masses, that move the needle, and we're so very fortunate to be here with them.
A pre-match drama. Barcelona with this lineup. Marc-Andre ter Stegen in goal, changes in the full-back positions with Jules Koundé and Alex Balde in for Serginho Dest and Marcos Alonso respectively. Ilkay Gundogan says he's still getting used to his new teammates, and vice versa. Frenkie de Jong and Ousmane Dembele make their first starts on tour. And the armband there for Real Madrid is Dani Carvajal. And Chapman is the referee, based in the state of Utah, former professional footballer himself in Arizona, and an MLS official since 2012. Kevin Locke and Ben Pilgrim are the assistants. Well, for Real Madrid, it looks like this. Thibaut Courtois in goal. He's missed the first couple of games due to a minor injury. He returns in for Andriy Lunin. Eder Militao coming in for Antonio Rüdiger, and Ferland Mendy for Fran Garcia. Looking at the midfield, got to talk about Jude Bellingham and that position at the top of the diamond. Really enjoying life already with his new club. Rodrigo and Vinicius Junior, the two-pronged attack. Thibaut Courtois, one of the best in the world. Marc-Andre ter Stegen, we saw him a little bit earlier. Sergio Roberto is the club captain, but the armband being worn by ter Stegen on this occasion, and just about ready for the off. Terrific atmosphere here in the Lone Star State. The city of Arlington, the American dream city, and it's a dream match for these spectators. El Clásico Americano, as it was described in one of Spain's main football publications today. Barcelona against Real Madrid here in Arlington, Texas, where it's positively boiling outside, considerably cooler. I'm delighted to be able to report under the roof with the air conditioning and a searing hot atmosphere nonetheless. And it is a grass surface. It's usually an artificial surface for the NFL here, the Dallas Cowboys, but specially installed, and Real Madrid trying to get onto the front foot straight away with Rodrigo. Ali, for you, what will be the keys to this?
Well, it's going to be interesting to see that matchup that we talked about so many times last season, Ronald Araujo against Vini Jr. Well, it's actually not Ronald Araujo against Vini Jr. 1v1 situation now because of what we see from Real Madrid and Carlo Ancelotti. Playing with a 4-4-2, now Vini's going to be in a more central position. The communication between Jules Koundé and Ronald Araujo is going to be key for Barcelona to be able to address Vini Jr. and his movement.
Frenkie de Jong, as is his wont, dropping back into that deeper position in midfield. Oriol Romeu is the new anchor man. Back at Barcelona, vastly experienced. Remember, no Sergio Busquets anymore. It's going to take a bit of getting used to. And here's Dani Carvajal. And it's turned out there by Andreas Christensen, who certainly got better as the season wore on last time around. I want to talk about the respective formations, what Barcelona have been working on, what Real Madrid have been working on with this new diamond shape. Karim Benzema no longer part of the equation, so having to do one or two things a little bit different. Alex Balde, he was certainly a huge success story last season. I don't think we really had an inkling at the beginning of the campaign, Ali, that he was to become the left-back of choice.
And in the case of Alejandro Balde, he became the starter for Barcelona because of his performances and the quality of his performances. So much so that essentially he pushed a club, I would suggest, legend Jordi Alba. He pushed him out with performances. I think that's the credit of Alejandro Balde and the credit of Xavi to make that big decision.
Yeah, that's a very fair comment. So fans no doubt delighted that İlkay Gündoğan is on board. Such a composed figure in midfield. And he's been talking about he's growing accustomed to his teammates, to their way of playing, and of course it's the other way around as well. Pedri wants to get on the ball. Gündoğan supporting just behind, and here's Balde. Took a little deflection. Lewandowski was in there, and it's a fierce drive by Oriol Romeu. Looked as though that was going in. Well, hit with real power and precision. And trying to test Thibaut Courtois. Here they come again, Barcelona. Gündoğan. And that one just taking off. But my goodness, seconds ago, Xavi certainly enjoyed that strike from Oriol Romeu.
It's not just a strike, it's the build-up. It's Barcelona with possession. Hits it so very well, so cleanly. Thibaut Courtois really with a courtesy down because he's never getting there. Off the post and out. Unfortunate for Romeu and Barcelona.
Well, it has been an action-packed beginning. Xavi looking up towards the giant scoreboard. And I say giant, never seen a scoreboard quite as big. It's right in front of our eyes, literally. And the fans, as we speak, looking at that shot by Oriol Romeu again. You can understand, can't you, why Barcelona went to the trouble of signing him. Needed somebody for that position.
And they do. But the truth of the matter is, I think Oriol Romeu is going to be a guy who will have a role in this team. I'm not sure that that's a starting role. Once Frenkie de Jong and İlkay Gündoğan sort of learn how to play together with each other, there has been a lot of conversation in Spain about the potential of them playing as a double pivot, side by side, and Pedri in a more advanced position. And let's not forget that Gavi's not playing today. That's a guy that's also going to be on the field. How do you find enough paces for all that talent? Well, that's why Xavi's got to make the tough decisions.
Two previous meetings of these two great clubs on American soil, two previous wins for Barcelona. Last year it was Rafinha with a brilliant goal to settle the issue. Not starting this game. Rafinha, we might see him later. Sure we will. Christensen going to ground that time. Here again is Oriol Romeu. Frenkie de Jong. Andreas Christensen. I'll tell you what, the fans here in Arlington, Texas are right up for it. I was talking to somebody in the hotel earlier. Flown in from the Boston area. Long-time Barcelona fan. Didn't want to miss it. Rare chance to watch the Blaugrana on American soil. And Vinicius Junior trying to take off that time. Wriggling. And it's away finally by De Jong for Barcelona, but the threat was there. And then Militao. Camavinga used to flat those passes in that fashion. Options here for Real Madrid. It's De Jong who smuggles it away. It wasn't hit with terrific authority in the end. Valverde came back to. He's a real favourite of Carlo Ancelotti, the Uruguayan. Fede Valverde.
I think he would be the favourite of many coaches around the world, given the flexibility that he gives you as a player. In terms of what Vini Jr. was able to do in that last sequence, we talked about that this is no longer a match of Ronald Araujo against Vini Jr.
It comes of it in the end. It was Gundogan. He's trying to make the move with the ball at his feet. There he is. Carlo Ancelotti. Of course, Brazil in his future. It's been part of the discussion. Exactly what his role with the Brazilian national team is going to be in the short term.
That's a really good hit from Romeo. You cannot hit a ball any cleaner than that. Courtois is already late. Hits it so cleanly. Beautifully done.
And here's Rodrigo. And to carve out a pocket of space. Can't quite place it on the target. One end to the other. That sort of tempo, that sort of pattern in the first 7.5 minutes.
And once again, we're talking about what are the matchups defensively for Barcelona. It used to be very straightforward when you played Real Madrid. The guy that had a lot of movement and freedom was Benzema. But when you thought about what Rodrigo and Vini Jr. were going to do, they're usually going to be in wider areas. Sometimes Rodrigo would tuck to the inside. In this case, both Rodrigo and Vini Jr. are in central areas.
That was a mistake by Ter Stegen. Will Real Madrid be able to punish him? Just looking for the right angle. Again, happy to play their way out there, Barcelona. It's with Balde. Chapman, the referee, intervenes. Lewandowski had gone down. Breathless beginning here.
There's an opportunity for transition there. If Lewandowski gets his head up, Pedri had made a run through the middle of midfield into an open space that Eder Militao had left vacant, given the fact that he was going to go press the ball. Lewandowski instead absorbs the pressure, absorbs the foul. Militao takes him down. Opportunity gone.
You look here, Ali. Well, we catch our breath at this Real Madrid diamond and where Jude Bellingham is, and it's a different line of thinking in comparison with what we saw when Bellingham was in Dortmund, and he served Dortmund especially well, but very much a box-to-box player. And he's wearing 5 for Real Madrid. He's seen as, if you like, a 10.
And a different type of 10 as well. Not the guy that is just going to put his foot on the ball and is going to link up and is going to join in the attack. He's got enough physicality in his game where he can do that work defensively, but he has also that ability to cover that gap offensively. So as Vini Jr. and Rodrigo sort of split to wider areas, he has the responsibility then to be a presence inside the 18-yard box, and we saw that very well in the game against Manchester United, where he scored a great goal, making a run right down the middle.
It's a museum piece of a goal, as it was described in one of the newspapers. Offside here, the speedy Ousmane Dembele. Not quite sure about his future. He has been sharing speculative sentences with PSG, Paris Saint-Germain.
Just leaning in an offside position. Militao has the speed to cover. I don't know if he gets back in time to cover Dembele.
And then Militao playing alongside David Alaba. In the middle of that defence now, the Barcelona players had stepped up, and here's Jude Bellingham. A very important block there by Jules Koundé. Well, that finished here at Real Madrid. Rodrigo, disappointing end to that move. Bellingham had made the initial run.
That's exactly the sort of movement that we were just talking about. Recognition for Valverde. Rodrigo and Vini come short. Bellingham is the one stretching it. That first touch from Bellingham, he cannot get it out of his feet, which then allows Koundé to come across. Ends up being good defending from Koundé. However, that run from deeper in the midfield is one that Bellingham is willing to do, and it's one that is going to hurt a lot of teams as Bellingham continues to get better with his team.
It's been a very open beginning to the game. Would you say, Ali, it feels like a pre-season friendly?
No,
not really. Gundogan. Here is Oriol Romeu taking over. Koundé with Araujo off to the right of him. Romeu again. Christensen, Danish international. Gundogan. Barcelona, who ended up with 88 points, 10 points better off than Real Madrid, the top of the table last term. Lewandowski and Gundogan, high header. Teamed up before those two in the Dortmund days. With Thibaut Courtois, 0-0. Barcelona against Real Madrid, part of the Soccer Champions Tour 2023. Real Madrid a little bit ahead of Barcelona in terms of their match preparation because of the virus that did the rounds in the Barca camp last weekend, that was. And then Militao. Didn't quite work out. Mendy going forward on the left. Referred to Fran Garcia on the left-hand side of the Real Madrid defence.
And I think his place on the team for Mendy is in peril.
Could be a story we follow in the days between now and the start of the season. We're waiting for that special moment to capture the fans who are inside.
Pedri trying to make a run in behind, and if you're Militao, there's no need to foul Pedri. He's going nowhere at that point. There's pressure coming from other areas. It was going to be difficult for him to combine. Now it's a free kick opportunity for Barcelona.
And plenty of support from the Blaugrana. Lewandowski waits inside the area, so to Christensen. Gundogan getting it to Pedri and catching out Real Madrid here, and there's Dembele with the opening goal for Barcelona. A sure-footed finish from Ousmane Dembele. Joy for the Barca fans. There are many of them here in Arlington, Texas, and Dembele managing to slot it home past Courtois.
Beautiful set play from Barcelona, and it is indeed a set play. You think that Pedri is the one taking the shot on? No, he's only attracting attention, and a whole lot of ball watching going on from Real Madrid. Nobody running with Ousmane Dembele, who says, thank you, I'm going to take this first touch forward, second touch to the far post. Beautiful, gorgeous finish from Ousmane Dembele. Barcelona 1-0.
Well, Xavi approves. And Barca have been 2 out of 2 in previous tussles with Real Madrid here in the USA. Off and running this afternoon, late afternoon here in the Dallas area. 7 time zones away from Spain. I know plenty of people staying up late. Spain to take in the action. It was a late night culture anyway in Spain. Of course, we know, covering La Liga, that plenty of 10 p.m. kickoffs. So just an hour after that kickoff time in Spain for this game. Camavinga. What can Real Madrid do to respond? Rodrigo went over there. Starman in the Copa del Rey final. Osasuna. Here's Gundogan, and it's opening up again for Barcelona, and it's Dembele and Lewandowski trotting into the middle. To reach for it, Lewandowski. Balde took on the shot. A very important block there by David Alaba. Camavinga. Mendy for Los Blancos. Rodrigo on the move again. Vinicius Junior is met there by Jules Koundé. Nothing illegal about that.
It's a really good moment of transition for Barcelona as Frankie de Jong is able to win possession of the ball. Ilkay Gundogan, a very good first touch forward. Now he's finding the run of Dembele, and Dembele now finding who you would think would be the answer, and that's Robert Lewandowski. The ball goes past Lewandowski eventually to Alejandro Balde. And Real Madrid does just enough defensively. It's good runs and good movement inside the 18-yard box. There are options everywhere for Dembele. It's not a bad ball, but not a good first touch from Lewandowski. Eventually it does fall to Alejandro Balde. Transition from Barcelona is something that we saw at times last season, but it's not what they do best. But when you got a guy like Dembele, if you're able to complete that first pass out of pressure, now it opens everything up for them in the attack.
Frankie de Jong taking on more responsibility in Barcelona this season. He's in that senior group of professionals, team council, if you like. Roberto as the club captain, but he might not be starting every week. I don't think he will be. Beaten away there by Christensen. So these men, one to the good. Just one win apiece in La Liga last season in the Clásico matches. This was Real Madrid trying to set something up using Valverde here. And right across the face of goal, and they're asking the question about possible handball, and it's a penalty. A penalty to Real Madrid. Protestations from Barcelona, but they were fully convinced. Those wearing white. Xavi's expression tells you the story. Well, Araujo pointing to an imaginary screen, or at least with the gesture, but this is what happened, Ali.
Can't quite see it there, and that looks like an arm extended away from the body. 100% a penalty. It's good service from Valverde. Again, Jude Bellingham, a presence inside the 18-yard box. Araujo sees it late. That arm is away from the body. It's a penalty.
Vinicius Junior in position here. Dembele scored earlier. Oh, he's missed it, Vinicius. Smacking it off the crossbar. Not to be for Real Madrid. On with the game, and Gundogan reaching out there was de Jong and Balde. And it really has been a helter-skelter start. Alan Chapman pointing to the spot, that decision against Araujo. And Vinicius Junior unable to convert.
Ter Stegen already dove out of position. Vini Jr. just can't keep it down off the crossbar now.
Either side being allowed to settle into a rhythm.
And it's a talking point. Who takes the penalties now for Real Madrid? Benzema is out of the picture. He was the guy that had that responsibility. Now somebody has to be able to prove that they can be reliable from the penalty spot.
Here's Valverde. The Merengues, Camavinga. Once again, Mendy had stepped up on the left. Camavinga. Going to help the Real Madrid cause there.
Ter Stegen, he's already out of position. Vini Jr. has a whole lot to shoot at. Trying to go high up the middle of the crossbar and out. Once again, what becomes of the role and the productivity and responsibility of Vini Jr. and Rodrigo without Benzema?
Here he is again. Dembele just couldn't quite control the ball. And it's with Camavinga for Real Madrid. Just strayed that time. Vinicius.
Dembele just couldn't settle the ball down. If he had taken a good first touch, then he's able to split the defenders and get past Alaba. Because he had a poor first touch, unable to split the defenders and allows Alaba to get back into the play.
Don't forget, Soccer Champions Tour continuing tomorrow. Manchester United and Borussia Dortmund in action. That's 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Will be played in Las Vegas. So many compelling games up and down the USA these last few days, and more to come. There's Oriol Romeu. So the position taken up by Robert Lewandowski. Balde now. Carvajal the company, showing confidence. Balde in moving in field. Dembele. Happy to go one way and then the other. Camavinga. He's known for his slide tackles. That's what they call it nowadays, the Cobra tackle.
Well, it's good defending from Camavinga. However, he got it done. Mendy was falling all over himself as Dembele gave him a little dip of the shoulder. And he was up to Camavinga to cut down the space. He did that very well. Good defending.
Midway through the first half. And it has been brisk in terms of the tempo. A goal by Ousmane Dembele for Barcelona. Vinicius Jr. had the chance to cancel that out from the spot, but couldn't avail himself of the opportunity. Striking the crossbar with his effort. And after handball by Araujo inside the box.
Now, Real Madrid are going to complain that Tchouaméni gets the ball, but in order to get to the ball, he goes through the ankle of Gundogan.
Yellow card here for Tchouaméni.
And I think it's well deserved. He rolls over Gundogan. It is a bad challenge. Does he get a touch on the ball? Yes, he does. But in the process, he goes all over Gundogan. It could have been a really dangerous situation for Gundogan.
Tchouaméni, second season with Real Madrid. Dropped off a bit, I think it's fair to say, after the World Cup. It's being taken by the referee, Alan Chapman.
I must say, Derek, usually in pre-season, you kind of save your best for what's ahead and what matters, which is the start of La Liga. I'm surprised that in a setting like this, while Barcelona scores a good goal out of it, that they show what indeed was a really good set play. You tend to save those for big moments, and while this may be a big moment, it's not as big as, say, La Liga season. Not so sure as to why you would show your cards right now.
Here's Gundogan. Pedri's pass. Dembele. And it's Camavinga charged with the task of slowing him down. Pedri involved once more. And Dembele! Whipped it across.
I'm with you, Ousmane Dembele. He's complaining. He's saying somebody's got to make that run towards the middle of the goal. And that should be Lewandowski. Why is Lewandowski waiting in that sort of position? Just get into a space. Now, I'm not going to tell Lewandowski how to play the center forward position, but I am going to tell him there was an opportunity for him to get on the end of the cross. Good service on the belly, good build-up play from Barcelona. Lewandowski should be getting on the end of that.
And he does set incredibly high standards for himself, Robert Lewandowski. Here is Tchouaméni. Carvajal spent his entire career with Real Madrid, save for one season a decade or so ago with Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga. A flick by Bellingham. Real Madrid fans enjoyed that. Vinicius Junior and a dovetail with Rodrigo. It was Frenkie de Jong in the vicinity. Frenkie de Jong, who got his first name because his parents were big fans of Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Very big in the 1980s. Had a comeback recently, albeit a brief one.
Sounds like you're a fan.
I was.
All right, there you go.
My era as well.
Absolutely. I can picture Derek Ray thriving in the 80s.
So you know it. Camavinga. Receiving end there. And a change afoot here for Barcelona. It's Christensen. And he's going off. Substitution. Eric Garcia is the man to make his way on. Slides into central defence. We talk about whether or not Eric Garcia has a future in central defence or as a defensive midfield player. He said the other day he shouldn't worry very much about his future. He's part of the plans. As his critics, though, Eric Garcia.
I'll put it to you this way, Derek. Let's assume for a second that I'm coaching Barcelona or any team that Eric Garcia is part of. He's not playing center back for me.
Valverde. Just a second bite at it. Gives it to Carvajal. Just running away from everyone in the end. Valverde a bit cross with himself. When you analyse the body language, that was before Dani Carvajal got involved for Real Madrid.
He got himself in a really good position. If you're Fede Valverde, and from there you expect him to hit it on target. Such a clean striker of the ball. He's gonna take a different role this season for this team.